just get straight on with this tonight, and I'll talk to you while we're in it. So what you're going to need, if you don't mind, is your bolster, and that's going to go at the end of your mat roughly. And then you're going to need a brick or maybe a rolled up blanket or a towel. Now, just excuse me, I know it looks like I'm in my pyjamas, but these are my really lovely new jogging bottoms. They're all fluffy on the inside and I'm very, very happy with them. And so yeah, see, I am not in my pyjamas this week, but almost. Okay, so this is supported bridge, but slightly different. So different from how we've maybe done it, or maybe what you're familiar with. Now the idea here is a little bit of a back opening position, but it's also so chest shoulder opening. And what you're going to do is you're going to try to position the brick underneath you, but get your shoulders onto the floor. So I think actually maybe because it's the first pose that we're doing, have the brick on its lowest setting. Make sure that it's comfortable so that you can get your shoulders onto the floor. And then what you're going to do next is I've got my feet on the bolster, but what I think actually I want you to do is turn the bolster this way and put your bottom on the bolster. Have your back on the brick and your shoulders on the floor. So it seems a bit precarious. Just got to fiddle around with this a little bit. And you're going to hang out here. Okay, so shoulders are on the floor, chest is very much open, legs are fully supported. Now what you can do next is take your feet together and your knees wide like a butterfly. But if this puts too much pressure into your head or even into your neck, for instance, then please don't do it. Please just have your legs long, because that will help to create a sort of balance through your body. Now, obviously, if you try this and you think, what the hell is this? Why am I doing work? You know, etc., etc., then please modify it. You do not have to have your hips elevated. They can be on the floor, and you're just taking a sort of more moderate supported back bend. Remember too that this is classified as bridge, supported bridge. Remember, bridge is with the feet, knees bent and the feet on the floor. So you could, if you look at your screen, take this version or something similar to this. I think I probably need to have my bolster a little bit higher up, but this is quite a nice alternative. One more variation is to have the feet, the bolster supporting the back of your sacrum, but to have your legs out long either side of the bolster. So this is another option. And finally, arms alongside the ears if you want to, just to add that extra little bit of length. So there's loads of ways that we can play with this, but I love, 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 love anything which opens the upper body, anything which just gently stimulates the thoracics and kind of counterposes the slumped shoulders forwards, etc., etc. So I've got a little bit of a stretch through the front of the hips. I feel that my abdomen has been lengthened. And I'm just opening up space for the diaphragm and the rib cage. you a little quote to think about right now. Extra yoga points if you know who spoke, who said these lines. They are: never stand up when you can sit down, and never sit down when you can lie down. Wiggle fingers at me or wave at me if you think you know who said those lines. I wonder if we've got any takers for that. Never stand up when you can sit down, and never sit down when you can lie down. Okay, so just to earn me extra kudos points with my son, this is one of his all-time heroes, Winston Churchill. Churchill was said to have attributed his success to an economy of effort. And that is our theme for tonight's practice. Choosing to sit rather than to stand, and to recline whenever possible. And you're going to take another breath or two. Before thinking about how you might like to come out of this shape, so gently bend knees, place feet on the ground, ease out props from underneath you, and lay yourself back down. Be in any comfortable position. You can keep the knees bent if you like, and just let gravity take hold. Okay, so one or two more breaths. And then slowly bend knees and roll yourself to your side, because your next pose is a seated one. So remember, we're in an economy of effort tonight. There is actually only one seated pose. You might want your bolster, you might want a blanket, you might want your brick. So have them within easy reach. Good. So you're going to sit in a dragonfly, so legs fairly wide, or in whatever sort of orientation you like. And I'm going to encourage you to bend one knee and just bring that foot in towards you. And again, where the foot goes, how deeply bent the knee is your choice. You can have the foot fairly open and quite a lot of space here, or you can have it tightly tucked in. You can put something underneath the knee if you want to support it. And then you are slightly turning towards the bent knee and then side bending over towards the straight leg. So you're going to have quite a lot of things going on here. You're going to have a little bit of a stretch down the straight leg, the back of the leg. You're going to have a little bit of work going on through the hips and a little bit of work in the torsos as well as you side bend. You could take your bolster and put it over your thigh and use it to rest your head on. You could put your head in your hands. And try not to let the shoulder, the top shoulder, roll forwards. So maybe putting the hand behind your waist and just leaving it there to rest can be nice. We're going to hang out here. We're going to go back to Churchill's philosophy. As if he can find the easiest way to do something that generates the least effort, then that's got to be the way to do it. So can you figure out that for this pose? Because there's a lot going on here, but can you make it as effortless as possible? Stop the striving, stop the trying hard. Just soften into it. Noticing what happens when you stop making so much effort. Okay, so we're going to stay for just a few more breaths. Please don't change anything just yet, but acknowledge if you've softened and relaxed, released into this. For me, there's a lot of compression going on here. It's almost like I'm just squishing myself into the floor, so I feel very compacted. And then the joy is going to be coming out. So slowly, carefully, start to lift yourself. You might still feel that deep heaviness, which is actually really nice. That's sort of slowing down and just letting gravity take over. We're going to change to the other side. So just ease out the legs, switch. And really don't be afraid to use the supports of your props, because it does make all of the difference. Even if you don't think you really need it, just this little support, whatever it is, a towel underneath the knee, a blanket underneath the knee, can really make a big difference, because it gives you something to rest against. It gives you something to soften into, so that you stop making such a big effort, and you can feel your body sinking deeply as you stop letting go, stop trying so hard. Just allow yourself to side bend onto the second side, watching your body shifting. And as your body shifts, your mental state of being also goes with it and starts to calm down. Okay, so just one or two more breaths. Well done. And slowly bring yourself back. Oh, it's nice, isn't it? It's nice to do this practice. Okay, come take a lie down, keep your bolster nearby and just shift yourself, I'm going to go this way round, shift yourself onto your back and let everything sink like your bones are melting. Enjoy the slower pace to your breath. And enjoy the satisfaction of the results that this practice generates. It's a total contrast to the other forms of moving in our yoga realm, where we're so used to applying effort, and yet here the effort is minimal. The effort is minimal, yet we get these really intense results. That's what we want to work towards, doing less, but still getting so much out of this practice. Okay, so we're going to take an easy twist next. This is getting you into your outer hip and into the spine as well, actually. So one leg is going to be straight, the other knee is coming in towards the chest, and then you're rolling the knee across to the side of you. Now I'm keeping my bolster there because I'm going to let my leg rest onto the bolster tonight. You could take your arms out to the sides, you could have a little shuffle around, you could take your one arm alongside your ear. So this is the arm or the side of your body you're opening up for the twist. Sometimes that can feel really nice, but if it's too much effort, if it's just too strong for tonight, then explore other arm positions that allow you to just melt. Making as little effort as possible to be here. Okay, so just taking 1 or 2 more breaths. Gently unwinding your body, bringing it back. Taking your props, if you were using one, over to the other side. And repeating the pose. Remember to play with arm options. When you find the one that works most sweetly, again, offer yourself this chance to become very, very soft, to let go of all doing. As though lying here in this twist is the most natural place in the world for you to be right now. So much so that you could drift off, fall asleep. Total ease. Okay, so taking 1 or 2 more breaths. And without making too much effort, release the rotation, come out of the twist, and let yourself find a version of Shavasana that feels right. Okay. So we're going to think about our final pose. And I said tonight's practice was a journey to pigeon. Pigeon was what we were playing with on Tuesday night. So if you missed that practice, it's quite a nice one to come back and explore. There is the opportunity, so if you want to take pigeon, which we call swan pose, don't we, in yin, so sleeping swan is one of your options. But if you want to stay in this economy of effort phase and just stay on your back, then I invite you to take your swan pose in this reclining version. So you're going to put something underneath your hips, and that might be your bolster, but if that feels too high, swap that out for something else, but something that is soft yet supported. One leg just stays on the floor, the other knee comes into the chest, similar to what you started off with doing the last pose. And then if you were here on Tuesday, you'll know that we cradled the foot and the knee. So you could just, as I am, I'm just holding my foot, holding my knee, taking the foot across the body, so I've got a little bit of that pigeony swan type feel. But equally, if you want to go further, you can hook the foot into the crook of the elbow, the same with the other arm. This leg, notice it's hovering. There's nothing wrong with that. I know that I'm always telling you to support your body. If you wanted to put something underneath the foot, if it's off the floor, then go for it. But also, sometimes letting something hang like this acts as a lever, as a counterweight, so that you get more sensation. But my foot is only lifted because I'm pulling my leg in towards my chest. And remember, this is an economy of effort practice, so maybe I should really lessen my approach and just kind of hold the foot and the knee instead, so that it becomes less forceful, less impacting. I've still got quite a nice opening sensation into the hip. I've got this elevation to the hips as well, so I feel like I'm stretching out the front of the hip on the opposite leg, which is what you would do in your normal pigeon as well. So yeah, just have a little bit of a play with this one, but try to stay in sight of our theme, which is not trying too hard, trying to find the way that you can get the results, but without making such a grand effort to do that. If you've hung out here and you're thinking this is getting a bit tiring, then one option is to cross the foot over the other thigh and to bring the feet in like this. If you want to do the last few breaths in this position, that could be a little bit more easy. Or the final variation is to take a half happy baby. So that's where you just hold the foot, but the foot faces the ceiling. So you're still getting them work through the hips, but maybe not such strong work through your glutes, maybe. But yeah, I should probably have offered you these variations a little bit sooner, but we're going to spend maybe 4 or 5 more breaths as you are. Okay, take one more breath. And then gently letting go, releasing the leg. And coming on to the other side, we'll take a longer rebound after the second side. So remember the options. If you feel that your swan sort of variation isn't for you, then please take one of the other suggestions. Okay, so just a few more breaths. And softening, letting go, releasing, pushing the bolster out from underneath and letting it catch the back of your knees. And moving from a place of, I hope, minimal effort into one of even less effort now. Feel your body unwinding. do even more of doing less. There's something about doing less that presents quite often a challenge. But these more languid approaches can often be the most opening, where we find revelation. Where we remember that letting go and stillness as a practice is just as important as working at our full capacity, our full energy. See the power of release. As we bring this practice almost to its conclusion, let me share these lines with you, called Not Without Longing. Come, rest inside this house you left to travel so far. Home now. You see the sleeping mountain was here all along. The braided rope of the past, no longer someone else you must look for. The heart left open will heal itself all over again as the daring moon slowly rises. Take one or two more breaths. And then prepare yourself for coming out of your Shavasana by maybe taking a stretch, maybe gathering your knees in. But whatever you choose to do, make it an economy of effort. gently make your way over to your side so that you can come round and up into a comfortable seat. Good. Welcome back to you all. Let's finish together by taking fingertips out to the sides. On an inhalation, together we raise up the hands, palms find each other, and then they slide down to heart center to bring our practice to its close. Thank you so much for coming. Try to apply your economy of effort in good old Winston Churchill style. Not only to the evening, but maybe to the day tomorrow.